What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today I want to do a quick video on a handful of features you normally don't see me talk about or cover on the channel or site. The first one being Campus Challenge, the second being Pennant Collection, and the third being Historic Rosters. Put all those three together, and I'm hoping I can come up with some really cool content for Playbook Gamer in general and perhaps beyond. What I want to start off with first is your profile. On the main screen, you hit circle and it brings up your profiles. Going forward, I am going to only use one profile regardless of what dynasty I'm in, what playbook I'm using, that sort of thing. In the past, I've always switched this up based off the type of offense, because if you want to use a different playbook, you got to use different profiles if you want to keep those playbooks. But if you don't, you can always go in here, change your 9 formations, and you're good to go. But the biggest reason I bring up the profiles is because you need to stick with one profile in order to earn all those credits. Those credits brings up the Campus Challenge. You go over to My NCAA, you go over to Campus Challenge. Here is Campus Challenge. This gives you a chance to have cool on-field performances that lead to earned credits, which you can use to buy pennants, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But here's Campus Challenge. You got different levels of it. Level 1 all the way to level 5. These are some easy ones. Punt the ball 50-plus yards. That's not super hard. You'll earn credits based off your difficulties you see up here. And you go up to level 5. What's the first one that comes up? Gain 100 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving with one player. Well, heck, I do that with Chris McDuffie about every single game. So I can really rank up those credits pretty easily. So I bring up Campus Challenge is because I'm going to start doing a lot of this stuff. I think that would be pretty cool. I kind of regret not doing this years ago, but now I have some incentive to do so because I want to use those credits to go to Pennant Collection and start earning pennants. Now, this game has 388 pennants. If you go over to the website, I have the 06 Prima Guide. And this is where it lists all of the pennants. Now, I actually got a chart on the website for all this stuff. Most of these pennants are team boosts. I know this may be kind of small on your end, but these are just team boosts. I think it just makes your players better or whatnot. But the biggest things I wanted to check out was historic teams, like the All-American teams. It goes from like 91 to 2004. Then you got historic teams. Then you got the all-time Michigan team and so on and so forth. And it gives you like these little codes. You can just type those in and you can earn those right away. You don't need to use credits for some of those. So I wanted to bring that up because we are in the Pennant Collection and I want to start earning all of these, or at least the ones that I care about. For example, you go to Team Boost. There are 198 of those. I really don't care about this too much. That's when you're, like I said, you're just trying to boost your roster. That's not a big deal for me. Game cheats, I think this is actually kind of interesting. I need to go back and find those game cheats. I got them on the website somewhere. I haven't earned any of these. In order to earn them, once you get your credits, you just hit the circle button, and it just gives you a random pennant. You can't select them yourself. So it's just kind of like a grab bag, if you will. Then you got stadiums. I'm really excited about this. They got 30 new stadiums that you can use in Play Now. That's the only use it has for them. But I think that's pretty cool. They got some really unique stadiums in there. I want to earn all of those. Then you got the all-time teams. I'm really excited about this, and as you can see, I've already got 38 of the 49. Those 38 came from those codes we just saw in the Prima Guide. So you look here from the 91 all the way to the 2004 all-time teams. There they are. Then you got the specific all-time teams, the All-Arkansas team, which is really neat. And this brings up the historical stuff we're going to talk about here in a minute. So I want to earn all of those just because I can use them at Play Now, so I can do random exhibitions with, for example, the all-time Florida State team. I think that'd be pretty cool. Then you got the mascot teams. I really don't care about this, if I'm not mistaken. All the mascot teams are 99 overall, A+, and that's okay. That's not really my thing. But they are in there, 15 out of 80. I've got some of them, and the only reason I got 15 is due to those codes that were in that guide. So that is the Pennant Collection. I want to start earning some of these because I want to start doing content for the historic rosters. Now let's talk about that. You go over to historic rosters, and the first thing that will probably pop up is the 1985 Alabama team. Now I bring this up because if you go to the right, it goes to the next one, the 92, and then it goes 96 Arizona State. But what's interesting is once you go to the left, it goes to every single player on the historical roster lineup. But there are more rosters here. And if you go over to the website, and I have a list of all the historic teams for 06, you scroll down, look at all these Alabama teams. The 61, the 78, the 79, and the 80, then you got the 85 and the 92, which are in the game. For whatever reason, some of these older ones, like if I go and sort all of this, look how many really old teams there are in this game. We're talking about Notre Dame back in 1924. This is, you know, like 12 years after the Titanic sank. I mean, this is old school. We're talking pre-World War II stuff. Really old teams. A lot of these, you cannot edit the rosters. I accidentally noticed this when I was in practice mode, and I picked Army and Ohio State, and those guys, you can't edit the rosters. But if you go over to Play Now, we'll go do that now. We'll go to Play Now, and you go over to, I'm going to go on this side and go to 61 Alabama. There they are. 78, 79, 85. But for whatever reason, when you go over to game features and historic rosters, they are not there, and I just don't know why. I guess the game just won't let you edit those rosters. But I do have the named rosters for every historic team that you at least can edit. And there are still a bunch of them. And I don't know how many there are in total if you go back to the site. There are just an absolute ton of historic teams. I think it'd be really cool to do some exhibition games on these. Somehow, some way, I haven't figured that out. But I wanted to point that out to you. The last thing about these historic rosters is if you go to the All-American teams, here they are, the 2004 all the way to the 1991. You go to 96, you go to quarterbacks, there's Peyton Manning, Danny Warfel of Florida, then you got Jake Plummer of Arizona State. Really cool. I think we need to do an exhibition game with that team of some sort. I can talk about, I'm a big history buff. I grew up in the 90s. I remember all these teams and players. It's just really neat. And you keep on going. Then you got the all-team rosters, the all-Wisconsin team, the Washington. I mean, we can go over to the all-Tennessee team. I know this all too well. Peyton Manning, T. Martin, Heath Schuler. Would be really neat to do an exhibition game or do something with this. So that's kind of what the video is all about. Just, I haven't made up my mind how I'm going to go about doing this, but I at least wanted to bring it up. So at least when you see me play more Dynasty Mode games, which that'll never end, at least you're going to see more of the Campus Challenge stuff. You're going to see a lot of these get earned really quickly. And you may even see me do random pennant collection. So once I'm out of the game, at the end of a video, I may go over to the pennant collection, and we may just pick up some random stuff. We'll see what happens. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I know it wasn't super informative, but at least you have an idea of how I want to go about handling some new and unique content for the site, for the channel, and maybe even more than that, which I'm not going to talk about for now, but it should be pretty cool. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.